barbershop conversation, guys. Feel free, hit the subscribe button, join the Patreon, click the link that's going to be in the description box. So I'm on the late bus. I just saw All Access Adrien Broner, Manny Pacquiao. And did you guys watch that and says, man, I want to be a better man? Did you watch that? It's watching Manny Pacquiao give away that money, watching Manny Pacquiao buy that resort, buy that spaceship, that yacht, whatever, that big ass cruise ship, you know, him being a senator. Did that inspire y'all to like say, man, I know I can do more for my community? You know, and then I started to personalize this, you know, like I was thinking like, man, when Kennedy gets into high school, I'll have so much more financial freedom to serve my community greater. And I was actually touched by it. You know, it's truth be told, and many people can be honest now, you can let your guard down now as it relates to Manny Pacquiao. We had to play so much defense with Manny Pacquiao. I'm talking about media as a whole, because it was Floyd Mayweather versus Manny Pacquiao for like 8 years, right? Who's better, this and that. He needles, he did this, he won't do the test, he won't make the fight, you know, whoever side is on. That's water under the bridge now. But it was overlooked how much he helps his community. It was never overlooked, but it was undervalued. Better word. It was undervalued by people who was rooting for Floyd Mayweather so much and saying, it's not Floyd Mayweather that don't want to make the fight, it's Manny Pacquiao. You know, he's scared of needles, he's lying, he's on PEDs, you know. But at the end of the day, I was watching Manny Pacquiao and how he moves in his community. It's always 100 people with him, following him, supporting him. And I says, man, Fred can do that in his community. You know, I'm excited to the day that I can be Sam Watson in South Central LA or go back to Harlem. You know what I mean? Sam Watson gives well over $100,000 to his community every fucking year. Like, you know, between the turkeys, between random events, softball. Oh man, you just got to be in LA to experience it. And I want to be able to do that someday, you know. And, you know, and when you got kids, you always got to prepare for your kids' future. So once they start moving, and whether they decide to be entrepreneurs, go to college, be a doctor, you know, be a, you know what I mean, I have to wait on them. I have to wait for time to, you know, but I genuinely walked away inspired. Now, me looking at Adrien Broner, he's at a cross section in his life, and he needs people to push him over. I was watching his mannerisms, and naturally they want that dichotomy between the two. They want the urban feel versus the contemporary feel, or versus the gentleman versus the contemporary man. You guys get what I'm saying? So they need that feel to push the fight, you know. But I'm listening to Adrien Broner talk. He needs people to keep on pushing him, you know, to that space where he can consistently be a good man. He's flying 5 people out to the fight, which I think is exceptional. I'm uncertain if it's a distraction or not, but he's flying 5 people to the fight, put them up for fight week, which I think is exceptional. I think more fighters need to do this. I think more fighters need to put in their budget $10,000 when you're fighting at that level. You understand? When you're making $5 million a fight, because it's free for the fighters. It's an expense. It only costs you $10,000, but you can say it costs you $50,000. You get what I'm saying? So, you know, so I think it's just incredibly important, especially if you have a non-profit. All fighters at A level, B level, whether you're the contender, the pretender, or the world champion, you need to have you a non-profit so you can get paid through your non-profit and keep 95, basically 100% of your income. You know, thank me later for that little, you know what I mean? But anyways, as I digress back into this All Access, you know, if Adrien Broner loses this fight, I'm worried for him. I'm concerned, you know, because this is the pinnacle of opponent and the pinnacle of platform simultaneously as it relates to his career. He can't get a better opponent. He can't get a more notable opponent. He can't get a bigger platform. You understand? So I sit back and I'm rooting for Adrien Broner. As you guys know, I'm rooting for him to win. man. So, and you know what else I noticed too? People were making waves about Adrien Broner being out of shape. Manny Pacquiao was fucking out of shape too, if you want to say it. But like, I saw Adrien Broner personally. He wasn't. He just has a bigger frame. You know, he holds his. You guys know what Adrien Broner looks like: broad shoulders, and he has like sometimes an awkward midsection. You know, so. So with that being said, I was looking at them polls for the promotion commercial. I'm like, Manny Pacquiao's pretty soft too. like, you know what I'm saying? So, but we all know Manny Pacquiao's gonna come in 145.6 pounds, looking sharp, he will be explosive, especially early on in the fight. So Adrien Broner's gonna have to withstand that. He's going to have to get Manny Pacquiao to the 8th round. If he can get Manny Pacquiao to the 8th round, I think Manny Pacquiao will obviously slow down, because I'm a 41-year-old man and I actually just did mitts today. You understand what I'm saying? And I do 5-minute rounds when I do the mitts, and there's a huge discrepancy between the first 2 minutes and 30 seconds of me doing mitts and the second 2 minutes and 30 seconds of me doing mitts. There's a huge discrepancy, you know what I mean, in terms of fatigue, in terms of focus, in terms, you know what I mean, I got to get my condition up, but it's just father time. You know, it's like you don't produce as much testosterone as you did when you're 25, so even when you're tired, you still have that power and that velocity where you can, you know, do all that shit. But at the end of the day, I'm excited for this fight. We start promoting it this week, as we have been always, January 9th. We got media day for Manny Pacquiao, Adrien Broner. Hopefully Adrien Broner stays here and don't go back to Florida, which makes sense. You know, then he just transitions to Las Vegas. If he does that, I'll ask him, can I hang out with him for a day? Like, I really want y'all to get inside of Adrien Broner's head. I kind of have a good feel for him because I've interviewed him about 1,000 times and I know who he is, but I would love to get that on film for y'all. Hopefully I can open him up, make him a little bit more vulnerable, like Tank is becoming with me. Tank probably has like 3% trust in me. I got 97% more to go, but hopefully I can get that on camera so you guys can actually embrace that and enjoy it and get a deeper look into Adrien Broner, what makes him tick, and, you know, I mean, his vulnerabilities. You know, he's great at hiding his vulnerabilities because he's sharp, he's quick. He grew up in the hood. You know, he was able. He stays on his toes because God blessed him with great reflexes mentally, you know, and as well as physically, you know. So he was able to moonwalk through problems or disagreements that he might have had in terms of, you know, holding himself accountable and holding other people's accountable, just the whole shebang. So at the end of the day, Showtime always does a hell of a job. I enjoyed the tone of it. I definitely enjoyed the tone of it. It was one bad, I only watched it one time, but it was only one bad cinematic scene, is when he's on the balcony and they're shooting it through the glass sliding door, and there's a square that shouldn't be in the shot, you know, outside of that. But outside of that, I thought it was awesome. I thought the transition when they was talking about exotic foods and then they cut to the Cheetos with the hot sauce on it, I thought that was a spectacular transition, you know, just going off the top of my head. But Showtime is really, really good at this shit. Showtime, they're going to win another Emmy. You know, that Deontay Wilder one was exceptional. This is going to be great. If they are smart enough, if they can use, honestly, if they can implode the racism, the history of the black versus brown and the Mikey Garcia, Earl Spence, without using the terms racism, without using these set off points, you know, like I'm doing in these videos to get people excited. If they can say that without pushing people off the cliff, I think Earl Spence, Mikey Garcia, because of where it's at and where Mikey Garcia is from and where Earl Spence is from, and obviously because Earl Spence is black, Mikey Garcia is Chicano. I think that's the proper term for him. You know, Mexican American, has the history of his father, Grandpa G, what they call him, Mr. G. I'm drawing a blank right now, but Papa G, Big G, right? I think if they can lock into the history and Robert Garcia's career, and, you know, and then lock into Mikey Garcia and transition into who he is today, to Earl Spence, You know what I mean? I think they got a can't miss all access with oh, that's on Fox. Why the fuck am I? Why didn't y'all just put a comment? Why didn't I go live and y'all say, Fred, what are you talking about? It's on Fox. But Fox has to do something, but they ain't gonna be able to touch it on Fox because it's regular TV. So there's no way they'll be able to do it. So throw that shit away. It can only be done great on Showtime. So anyways, man, you guys got to see it. I had to wait because I was on my Showtime demand and I couldn't find it. And I ended up having to wait 2 days to watch it. But it's a great show. It was a really good 24, 25 minutes. I'm excited to see these guys on Wednesday and talk to them and just build up the fight and hopefully give you guys some more content. And we off and run. So anyways, man, Barbershop Conversations, man. Feel free to hit the subscribe button and join the Patreon. Click the link in the description box. And we got some hell of an events coming up. Every month we got an event. You understand what I'm saying? So anyways, man, Barbershop Conversations. I salute y'all. I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. And Manny Pacquiao, man, just as he can let his guard down and work with Al Heyman, we as media members should be able to let our guard down, and now we can honor Manny Pacquiao and the fucking unbelievable, mind-blowing, great work he does in the Philippines. I see why he doesn't pay his taxes. He gives it to the people. He should, you know, like, with all due respect, there should be a level of forgiveness. I know it's not American people, and you guys are going to be pragmatic and be like, well, that was the Filipino people he helped. But there should be some level of forgiveness when you have real proof that you've given away millions and millions of dollars without anything in return to help people. It should be a level of tax forgiveness, just on a pragmatic standpoint. You know, I don't think I'll ever be bad with my taxes, you know, but I know we have nonprofits, you get write-offs and stuff like that. But I mean, if you can legitimately prove that you've given your tax income and you really haven't made no great gains personally in terms of buying Ferraris and jets and yachts and all that shit, there should be a level of forgiveness the government should do to you. But anyways, man, but that's why there's tax lawyers. Tax lawyer can fix all that shit. So anyways, Barbershop Conversations. Feel free to hit the subscribe button. I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. Happy Sunday. Y'all niggas probably watching football, and I'm off and running. What is it? 1 o'clock here in LA? I'll holla. Peace. 12:30. Peace.